When people ask how I'm able to get these videos done every single day, my calendar anorexia is the answer. Hard work and patience are really what's required to find success in any field in life.
If you consider yourself a driven person, a passionate person, there's only two things you should be doing.
Need motivation?
The top 10 with Believe Nation.
What's up, Believe Nation? It's Evan. This channel is designed to be a part of your daily success routine and help you believe in your Michael Jordan level talent. So let's get your motivation to a 10 and get you believing in you. Grab a snack and chew in today's lessons from a man who went from dropping out of high school and living in a trailer park with his son as a teenager to starting his movie making career and becoming one of the biggest YouTube creators of all time. He's Casey Neistat, and here's my take on his top 10 rules of success, volume 4. Also, if you want to know what Casey and other successful entrepreneurs have to say about building unstoppable confidence, check out my 254 Confidence series, where every day for the next 254 days, I will send you a free morning video on how to build your confidence. The link is in the description below.
Skill I use is probably communication, which I think is building on what Gary said. I think communication is a two-way street.
Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1, be a maker.
I will now read a monologue. I didn't write this monologue, but it's pretty spot on. To the person who emailed me this morning with a perfectly nice request, I'm sorry to say the answer is no. You didn't do anything wrong. You were perfectly respectful and within your rights to ask about arranging a time for a meeting. See, the problem isn't you. There's something wrong with me. I have a form of anorexia. Don't be alarmed. It's not serious, although I take it quite seriously. In fact, I think it's the secret to all of my success. I have calendar anorexia. I want as little in my calendar as possible. I'm meticulous about it. Whatever the least amount possible I can have in my calendar without killing my entire career, that's what I want. Want to set up a quick call to chat? Want to have coffee next week? Let's get together to discuss? No, no, and no. I could, but I just can't. Even if there are serious opportunities, even if it will only take me 15 minutes, even if it's something that everyone else does, I like to avoid it. Of course, I'm not perfect at this. I do succumb just like everybody else in the modern world. There are things that I have to do, and those things have to be scheduled. There are requirements for work and basic civility, but even then, when I pull up my phone and I click on today's date and I see little boxes of time blocked out, I get very nervous. I get anxious. What is all this? Where did my time go? What about my day? Why did I agree to all of this? And then the most fearful question, how will I be able to make my video? You see, my entire day is my vlog time. I can't schedule that. And if I do schedule that away, it better be because I'm getting paid or I really want to do it, because everything else is for suckers. See, you've got managers and you've got makers. There are two ways to run your life. Managers know that their day is divided up into little itty-bitty pieces for meetings, calls, and administrative tasks. Makers, on the other hand, makers need to have large blocks of uninterrupted time to focus on what it is they're making. When people ask how I'm able to get these videos done every single day, my calendar anorexia is the answer. Same goes with how I'm able to manage a healthy relationship with my wife and my family, and how I manage to exercise and read. Time is our most irreplaceable asset. We can't buy more of it. We can't get a second of it back. We can only hope to waste as little of it as possible while we have it. Yet somehow we treat it as the most renewable of all resources. So if the ask is if we can get together and chat or pick my brain, the answer is no. I'm sorry, but I have this condition. I hope you understand.
Rule number 2, love the process.
Success for me is the process, and I've realized that every time in life where I've sort of reached a benchmark that's enabled me to pause. When I pause, I'm miserable. Yeah. I hate it. I hate it. When I sold my HBO series and I had 2 years before it aired, I was miserable during that time. Exactly, and I don't like that. So I think that the journey, the process is the reward for me. So like right now, starting something new, this is the most successful time in my life. Yeah. And whatever this yields, like when that exit or however it might manifest takes place, like sure, that's great and it's a cool story, but it doesn't equal happiness. Yep. Right. Like Beam, the most exciting part of starting a tech company was, you know, when it was my Matt Hackett, my co-founder, and I, just the two of us sitting in a room trying to figure out. That to me was like the pinnacle of success. You know, when I was at MIT, it was like sitting in that lab every single day across from these brilliant minds. That was the that was success for me. So the journey is what I strive for, and it's what excites me the most. And with 368, it's like, it's really building to enable that journey as much as possible. I'm not focused at all on a finish line. There is no, let's raise $100 million of venture money and make this thing a unicorn. I could give a like, that's not interesting.
I feel like the finish line is like every day for you. Like every day it restarts, and there's no real.
Yeah, I mean, the journey is the reward. The work is the reward.
Rule number 3, be patient.
One more question that came in that kind of broke my heart and I wanted to address. It goes like this. It's from Smokin' Joe. How can I be as good as you when my life isn't very interesting and I can't afford decent recording, editing equipment? I can't seem to gain any growth after 2 years of hard work. Hard work and patience are really what's required to find success in any field in life. 2 years is a very small amount of time, and you gotta be prepared to commit everything if you want to succeed.
Watch your head, watch your step, please.
I think we have to get out.
No, dude. Definitely.
Do we have to get out?
Oh, I had such a good answer. To me, creativity is the ability to be able to believe in the way in which you see the world so much that you actually create an art form out of it. And from what I understand, like, video is an outlet, it's a voice. Poems are an outlet. Music may be an outlet. It's a personal perception of the world and the creation around that becomes interesting. And I think that, like, you've just got to keep at it. There's so many different ways of finding execution and people that will find your work and platforms, but if you just keep and stay true to yourself and the way in which you see things, and that's what your videos are about, that's interesting, that's unique, that's bloody beautiful.
Rule number 4, figure out your passion.
One truth that I realize in life is that there are really only 2 things you should be doing. If you consider yourself a driven person, a passionate person, there's only 2 things you should be doing. One is figuring out what it is you want to do, like finding your passion, finding your dream. What is it that you want to do? And then number 2 is realizing it. And now in retrospect, in success, I'm able to tell you for a fact, figuring it out, like that step 1, which just seems so easy and novel, that is by far the hardest thing to do. And I think most people that I interact with, most people in life, aren't as lucky as I was to stumble upon my passion so early in life. By the way, that 1-step, 2-step, to flesh that out a little bit more, the reason why I think the hard part is figuring out what you want to do and the easy part is just doing it, is because if it is something that truly drives you, like whatever that was, that fire that lit inside of me when I first played with video on a computer, there was no turning that switch off. I felt about it then at age 18 or 19, living in a trailer, like with no money, with no prospects in life. I was as passionate, as excited in that very moment as I am like an hour ago shooting videos here in Dublin before one of the thugs that works here at Dublin Tech Summit was like, where are you? You're supposed to be here an hour ago. And I'm like, I'm making videos. Like it has never faded for me. It is it is something that just excites me to no end. It's like when I see an old rocker, when I see Mick Jagger, playing music with the same kind of passion he had when he was in his 20s and the 60s playing music. That's what it felt like. And to have that is a really elusive thing, I look at the people that I know that are happiest. I look at my dad, I look at my friends, and they all have jobs. And the jobs are a way for them to sort of, their job like most people have jobs. They make ends meet and it's a necessity of life. And they're happy in a million ways. But for whatever reason, they never had that, whether you call it fortuitous, lucky, or unlucky moment in life where they found something that made them absolutely possessed, something that took over who they were.
Rule number 5, take action.
I think action begets more action, which ultimately yields success. But it's like, if painting is what's really exciting to you, then pick up the brush.
Right.
And if it's singing, then have the guitar in hand and sing more. So I think no matter what your medium is, I think it's the act of doing that really kind of paves that road.
Yeah.
I know, like, for me, the most exciting part of making a daily video when I started in 2015 was like how much better I got. So I learned more in the first year of vlogging than I learned in the 15 years prior of making videos.
Right.
It's just when you're acting that much, when there's that much action, you learn so much about not just the medium but yourself and everything else. It's like, what is it? It's vision without execution is hallucination. Like that is the truth.
Rule number 6, hustle.
There have been a lot of questions especially after we posted episode 1 about workflow, like about how the edits happen and how we work together. So it kind of goes like this. When I did the vlog, I would shoot all day, edit all night, post the next morning. That worked. For 368 though, I shoot all day, I edit all night, and then the next morning, instead of posting, I give that edit to Dan. And that edit is like an incomplete edit, it's a story edit. So at that point in time, the narrative is together, but all the other stuff, like color correction or sound design, all that takes so much time. And then the next day we post. So it's like on a Monday, but if we shoot on a Monday, we post that video on Wednesday instead of on Tuesday, and then we have to have 2 edit passes. Now this is all theory, and we've only done 2 edits so far. And
it's really complicated.
They both been disasters. Like, it seems so easy by giving us that extra time, but we haven't slept in 4 days.
Yeah. Come to New York, Casey said. It would be fun, he said.
Rule number 7, be resourceful.
I went to New York City with like a $800, no place to live, and a 2-year-old kid, and I was like, I'll reach for the stars, like I'm gonna do it. And I moved to New York City, and it was tough, and it was a struggle that it was unimaginable for me prior to actually having lived it. But my first success, the first real like taste of the power of using the internet and leveraging new technology was when I had a movie go viral in 2003. And just to like paint a little bit of a picture for you guys, especially those of you under the age of like 30, this is viral before Twitter, viral before Facebook, viral before any social media. This is when the word viral meant like what happens to an STD in a frat house on a college campus. Like, viral was not used to describe movies then. Like, this was something that was crazy. Like, what it literally took was you'd have to watch this video that I posted on a splash page, a website, because YouTube wasn't born for 3 more years. Get it, like, cut the URL, copy, start an email, type out all the addresses of people that you want to send it to, put it in the message box with a funny thing that says, LOL, haha, watch this, click send. And then just hope everybody does that. Like, the idea of a movie going viral was such a foreign thing. But here it was, I made this little movie, and all of a sudden it was seen 5 million times. And I start doing the math in my head, and I'm like, wow, if I had a feature film that was seen that many times, it would have to be on the level of like a gigantic Hollywood movie. And this movie cost me $40. Like, for no money. I just made a little movie that was fun and pretty stupid movie. It's a really stupid movie. But it reached this massive audience. And that's when it really occurred to me at that moment, like, my passion, that drive was so much more driven to using this medium as a way to communicate ideas and perspectives than it was to the formality, the mechanical part of making movies. And that's why I say it ad nauseum, and I'll say it my whole life, my whole career, the gear doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what tools you're using to share your ideas or share your perspectives. It's just getting them out there. And if you can share in a way that connects with people, you will break through.
Rule number 8, find happiness.
What is being satisfied? Like, we're all going to be dead.
Yeah.
There's no, like, come on. Like,
No,
life is this, like, fleeting, stupid thing. Like, some people get more time than others, but, like, it's not, there is no, like, no level of success is going to take you anywhere that the richest person in the end gets the same exact thing as the poorest person. So who gives a shit? What makes you really happy? And I've tried relaxing. I've tried sitting on the beach. I've tried, like, chilling out.
Doesn't work.
I've tried staying in fancy hotels and ordering room service. That shit just makes me bored and miserable.
Yeah.
I hate vacation. I hate relaxation.
Yeah.
Work is the only thing that really, really keeps me motivated and keeps me happy in the morning. I'm a better, like, father. I'm a better husband.
Great point.
When I'm working than when I'm not.
Rule number 9, find your motivation.
And I remember when I moved to New York City, I was 19 years old, 20 years old, I had nothing. I was like a dirt poor kid with no education. And I met all these rich kids, and I idolized them. And I was like, God, they have trust funds, they have money, they have all these resources, all of these worries that I have that I don't get to sleep over because I don't know how I'm going to eat tomorrow. They don't have, and I was so jealous of these people. And many of them I then watched grow up, and we grew up together, and I watched them grow up into really struggle to find a purpose in life because they didn't have to. They didn't need to find a purpose. They didn't need to go out there and fight to find a job. They didn't need to go out there and just like take no prisoners and work through the night because their survival was on the line. They could always be like, I'm just going to go to bed. I've got a trust fund that'll be there in the morning. I feel bad for them. And I thank God I wasn't born rich. I'm very happy that I had to struggle so much early in my career because that's my source of motivation. I know what happens if I stop or go easy, and it sucks. It's terrible. I never want to go back there, so I'll always be fighting. So in the absence of that, I don't know. I don't know, because that's all I've ever known.
And rule number 10, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is don't fail to try.
I needed a hard reset. I needed a break. See, when you're sitting so close to something, when you're standing in the forest and the trees are blinding you, like when your only focus is your next upload, it makes it hard to see the big picture. Hard to see the totality of where you are, where you want to be, and the best path to get you there. And all that was furthered by the fact that my videos and this channel and making content of my own has not been my priority for a very, very long time. Officially, I ended the vlog in fall of 2016.
It's not clickbait. I really am ending the vlog.
And I spent the following year plus trying to build something new. And ultimately, I failed. Failure sucks, but the pain that is failure does not exceed the pain that is not trying at all. See, I regret my failures, but I would regret more a failure to try.
Now I've got a really special bonus clip from Casey on how to seek collaborations that I think you're gonna really enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. It's time to move from just watching another video to actually taking action in your life or in your business. So answer these 3 questions. Number 1, what is your motivation to keep going? Number 2, what do you need to make this week? And number 3, how can you plan more action taking into your regular calendar?
You've spoken about the ice cube, and you've spoken about how the ice cube is like an idea, and when you pass it around to too many people, it melts. And you've explained that collaborating is almost like that. So in this new endeavor of collaboration, how do you sort of balance that collaboration versus doing things yourself?
Sure. I mean, I think creativity by committee is very different from the idea of collaborating. You know, I think that if you think of the Beatles as a number of different musicians coming together and collaborating to create amazing music, it's very different from institutionalizing music where there are filters and approvals and that kind of systematic creative thinking. And certainly the way that I know that I collaborate best is I work with people who have their own creative vision, and I step into their world and we make something together, and then they step into my world and we make something together. So I think that by definition is sort of siloing your own sort of defining unique characteristics around creativity instead of marginalizing it by trying to make it something that is more universal.
Raise your standard.
Apple at the core, its core value is that we believe that people with passion can change the world for the better.
Not one drop of my self-worth depends on your acceptance of me.
If you want to learn from another YouTube filmmaker who also recently collaborated with Casey Neistat, I highly recommend my top 10 on Peter McKinnon. The link is right next to me. I'll see you there.
You're gonna get better once you go through the You know, how do you take good photos? You take thousands of bad.